What if I told you that making $60,000 a year in America doesn't actually feel like $60,000? That for millions of Americans, a good salary still feels like barely surviving? Behind the numbers, behind the statistics, behind the so-called American dream, there's a reality most people don't see. Because it's not just about how much Americans earn. It's about where that money actually goes. Today, we're breaking down the real story of the average American salary, line by line, dollar by dollar, from rent, to health care, to debt, to groceries. And by the end of this video, you might understand why so many Americans feel like they're running, but never really getting ahead. Let's start with the number. The average American salary is often reported to be around $60,000 to $75,000 per year. Sounds decent, right? But here's the thing, this is before taxes. Once federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare are taken out, that $65,000 salary can quickly drop to around $48,000, $52,000 in actual take-home pay. That's about $4,000 a month, and from that $4,000, everything else has to be covered, every bill, every emergency, every necessity. So let's walk through where that money actually goes. The largest chunk? Housing. For most Americans, rent or mortgage takes up 30% to 40% of their income. In many cities, it's even higher. Average rent in the U.S. ranges from $1,200 to $2,500, depending on location. In cities like New York, Los Angeles, or San Francisco, it can easily go beyond $3,000 for a small apartment. So let's be realistic. If someone earns $4,000 a month, they might spend $1,500 to $2,000 on rent alone. That's already half their income gone, before food, before transportation, before anything else. And that's why many Americans live paycheck to paycheck, not because they're irresponsible, but because housing costs have grown faster than wages. Next, transportation. Unlike many countries, the U.S. is heavily dependent on cars. That means most people need a vehicle just to go to work. Here's what that looks like monthly. Car payment, $300, $700. Insurance, $100, $300. Gas, $150, $300. Maintenance, $50, $150. Total, around $600 to $1,200 per month. And if you don't own a car, public transportation still costs money, especially in big cities. So now, from that $4,000 monthly income, another $800 is gone. We're down to about $1,200, $1,700 left. Next up, food. Groceries in America have been rising steadily. For a single person, $300 to $600 per month. For a family, it can easily reach $800 to $1,200 or more. And that's just groceries. Eating out even occasionally can quickly add another $100 to $300 monthly. So let's say $500 per month on food. Now the remaining income drops again from $1,500 to around $1,000 left. And we're still not done. Healthcare in America is one of the biggest financial pressures. Even with insurance, people still pay. Monthly premiums, $200, $500. Copays and medications, $50, $200. Unexpected bills, sometimes thousands. Let's stay conservative. That's around $300 per month. But one emergency, one hospital visit, one prescription, and suddenly people are in debt. That's why medical bills are one of the leading causes of financial stress in the U.S. So now, we subtract another $300, and what's left? Around $700. Here's something many people don't talk about enough: debt. Student loans, credit cards, personal loans. Monthly payments can look like this. Student loans, $200, $500. Credit cards, $100, $300. Let's say $400 total. Now subtract that. $700 becomes $300. Just $300 left for everything else: savings, clothing, phone bills, internet, emergencies, entertainment, helping family, life. So let's recap. From a $65,000 salary, housing, $1,800, transportation, $800, food, $500, healthcare, $300, debt, $400. That's $3,800 out of a $4,000 monthly take-home, leaving just $200. And that's a good scenario. No luxury spending, no major emergencies, no sudden life changes, just basic survival. And that's why millions of Americans feel stuck, not because they don't earn, but because the system demands so much just to live. But here's the part most breakdowns don't include: the invisible expenses, the ones that don't show up in clean budget charts, but quietly drain what little is left. Let's talk about them. Utilities, electricity, water, trash, heating, internet. That alone can add another $200 to $400 per month. Then there's the phone bill, around $50 to $100. Now let's talk about insurance beyond health. Car insurance is already included, but what about renter's insurance, life insurance, emergency coverage? Even basic coverage can add another $50 to $150 monthly. And then there are the irregular expenses: clothes when something wears out, shoes, home repairs, car breakdowns, birthdays, holidays, unexpected travel. These aren't luxuries. They're part of life. So the next time you hear someone say, $60,000 is a good salary in America, remember this breakdown. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to subscribe and share this with someone who needs to see the real picture. And comment below, do you think the American dream is still alive? Or is it slowly becoming out of reach? This is Dr. America, and we'll see you in the next story.